What the fuck?
Yeah, I know it. I know it's really loud. Yeah.
Keep that in. Keep that in.
What the? This thing speaks.
Fuck. Yeah,
That
sometimes
felt
he
like
answers,
a Black Mirror episode. Like I got transported somewhere.
Yeah, sometimes he answers questions too. So be able to look out
He
for
answers
that.
questions.
Yeah.
No way, no shot. So I can ask him a verbal question. I'll answer.
Yeah. Do that right now.
Yo, Craig, how you doing?
What's up?
Oh, fuck out of here. My stupid ass actually thought like he's about to fucking. I'm doing good. Like I thought he was about to actually respond or something. Fucking stupid,
God.
bro. Like no, my jaw was dropped and I was like actually about to be dumbfounded for a second. You totally got me. Fucking the fucking Craig bot.
Damn, dude. Okay, come on, Sam. We've been waiting.
All right. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Trash Talk. I'm here with a very, very, very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. It's me, Skipper, and I'm here on the TrashTalk podcast. And we didn't have any technical difficulties before coming here. This is all in the first round of doing it. And
Oh yeah, exactly.
That's me.
None whatsoever.
No problems. It was smooth sailing to get here.
Yeah, exactly. There didn't no issues, no traffic, no like
No
potential
traffics, no
things
car
like that.
crashes, no.
You know, freaks
Yeah.
online.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Nobody
exactly.
tampered with the power box or what is it? The power surge.
Yeah, exactly. And just jumping straight into it. Don't want to keep you any longer. Let's talk about your start on YouTube. Like,
Okay,
how did you get involved in making content and stuff?
All right. I guess talking with the Dr. Skipper channel, I started this thing back in like 2018. I was originally like 16 years old, and I had a channel before this where I used to do like commentary stuff, maybe the year, like 2 years before it, or I had a bunch of friends on Skype. You know, I don't know if any of you guys did that, the Skype group chats with also idiots talking to the mic, trying to be leafy or whatever. I did that, went nowhere, absolutely nowhere, maybe 100 subs at max, and completely died. But in 2018, I was in high school. I stopped doing that stuff, and I was like, you know what? Let me make some video essays. So I think Ace watched it. I did this really ass Jurassic Park video with like a bunch of scheme ass songs. And, dude, terrible. Sounded like a squeaker or whatever. And then I think I did a couple videos on there. Then I stopped until 2020. And on 2020, COVID happened, completely locked in, and I had two choices: just play Warzone all day or try to make some videos. So I made some videos. They're pretty bad. They're also just non-edited, nothing, but I just wanted to keep trying with it. Then eventually I made a video called I Dislike Small Commentary Channels. That one did pretty big. Went from like 300 subs to 700 and started going from there. And then that was like the beginning of it. It started just spiraling more. And that was like, I guess that's like the entrance point, I'll say. Like that small commentary video. If you ask most people, that's probably where I first came in on the radar of anything. And yeah, I'd say that was my beginning.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I do want to speak about some of your like more commentary related videos. Mainly starting with your one on small commentary and just commentators in general. So again, a similar question to like, how did you get into starting YouTube and stuff? How did you get into doing that video and like talking about commentators and stuff in that video?
I hated them so much. No,
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just okay. So originally, I wanted to get into the community because I was telling Ace about this. There's a guy named Zog, and Zog made this like Last of Us 2 video, and it was really good. And he had a friend named Jarbs, and I really wanted to talk to this guy. But you know, the small YouTuber hierarchy. I have 1,000 subs. I don't know who you are. I'm not going to talk to you. So I was like, there's no way I'm going to speak to this guy ever. So I tried to join like small groups. I wanted to make friends in the YouTube scene. So I was talking to a bunch of smaller commentators. I was getting added to group chats, and they're all just toxic little kids, or just people being obnoxious, people being like just not stonewalling me. And I was just like, God damn, this community sucks. These people all suck. If I'm going to go back to making fucking Mandalorian season 2 sucks, I'm going to go out with one big hurrah. So I made the small commentary sucks video. And then by making that video, I got on people's radar. So people found it because I watched a YouTuber before named Shammy, and Shammy had this little like bird avatar thingy. And I thought by putting my own gimmicks into a commentary video, it'd be pretty cool. So I put it in that video, and I think it had enough uniqueness that made people like it. And then Nicholas Diorio watched it. He watched it on stream, and he did a shout out to that video on stream, and I went from 300 subs to 700, which was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I never had a channel before even get to like the 300 subs, so that was the biggest channel I've ever had, and for doing from 300 to 700 in like the blink of an eye was insane to me. And it wasn't just that, but it was also just like everybody else. Like Turkey Tom commented on that stuff. A bunch of people commented. People following me on Twitter. It was like the first time I ever had a video do good. So it all shocked the shit out of me, and I was just like, "Whoa, this is weird." Like I was just hoping to end the year with 500 subs to then get 700 in like 10 minutes. That was insane to me.
No, 100%. And like I guess like you said, right, it introduced you and like others to your channel, like what you were doing and stuff, like got your name out there, right, for better or worse, right, for you, and like getting involved in the community and stuff.
Yeah, totally, dude. A whole different world.
Yeah.
Like I got introduced to a bunch of people that I still talk today. It was awesome.
Yeah, and getting like a shout out from like Nicholas Dura is someone who does have quite a lot of I would say is quite a bit of power, especially in commentary.
Oh,
like,
definitely, especially at that time. Like this was when he was like, also on his come up, like when he was still uploading and doing stuff. Like it was crazy to even get on his radar. Like
yeah,
I was surprised.
Like, especially at that time, like I guess now, like some people have like been unfortunately blocked by him on Twitter and stuff. You make a tweet about him and get his attention now, but at that time, he like you said, he was upcoming. He was making like videos and stuff. He was on everybody's radar, right? As like an upcoming content creator, somebody that people wanted to like know, talk to and stuff. And that's the achievement in itself, right? And then for you would go on to do Iceberg videos, right? And there is one I do want to talk about, which is your commentary Iceberg video in particular. And but before we talk about the people that are on the video in particular, because I guess one's aged badly. You started doing Iceberg videos. Like, what got you into doing that form of commentary and stuff?
So okay, with the Icebergs, I was doing pretty decent on YouTube before, like, but it wasn't anything big. So I didn't have 1,000 subs yet. I wasn't monetized. I was making I made a couple commentary videos that were still doing good. Like one about face reveals, one about whatever. Like they were doing good within the circulation of commentary, but my channel wasn't really going anywhere totally. And as you saw by the Icebergs, probably the biggest person to get big from Icebergs was Wendigoon. Like Wendigoon was completely like not on any radar. And then the first Iceberg stuff he did just kept leading to traction. So I saw this thing from like a mile away. I saw that the Icebergs were doing good for people. And I was like, okay, like I could keep doing what I'm doing now, or I could see this opportunity that could change my life. Because by doing Icebergs, essentially, the first Icebergs, or a couple of them, I was able to buy a computer. Like I had a really ass computer at the time, like terrible. Like I was editing on jank, like it was awful. But by those first couple of Icebergs, I was able to get a new computer and like invest back into like essentially my channel. So I just saw the opportunity of it, and I milked it a little bit. I felt kind of gross about it after a while, so I stopped. But in that moment, it was just complete lights on. I want to be a YouTuber, so best to make this little money now, so then I could eventually hop off this trend and then do other stuff. Which then got to the commentary Iceberg, where I didn't know a lot about the commentary community. I only entered YouTube again in 2020, and I know in 2019 there was a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't know anything about. I was meeting everybody in 2020 for the first time. So with that, I wanted to do like a fun little. I had an idea, so I put it on Twitter. I was the commentary guy. I was like, oh, I'm going to do a commentary Iceberg. So best to get other commentator people, have a little bit of they could be seen. It's a trend. How about I make this a collaborative project? So I shot shots at Twitter and people who had decent presentation editing. I was like, I'll bring them on, friends even. And it was just, I wanted to make a fun collaborative idea.
No, yeah, 100%. And just like taking a look at the people involved in this project, right? So you've got people like The Beak, you've got Dr. Demonic, like again, a creator that I personally used to watch as well, and loads of people. And there is one person that I do want to ask you about being on the video. I think this part has aged like badly. Allucid.
Okay.
Yeah, Lucid's part.
Yeah. I wouldn't usually bring something like that up because again, like you would have never been able to like foresee that whatsoever, right?
Hey,
but
and by mistakes, I've made a few. Fuck me. Okay.
Taking a look back at that, like
first thing
like,
about Lucid's part,
feel, man?
even without the drama, bro, it's just fucking like it's Minecraft gameplay. Like he got so lazy with it. Okay, do you know about the Nicholas DiOrio part that he did for as well? He also like slopped that thing, bro. Allucid, he did that part last minute. So all that happened was I gave him the items of the tier list. I was like, oh, here's what you do. Go at your own pace. He finished it maybe in 4 days. Rushed the shit out of it. I think most of the information on that tier is wrong. I think a lot of information in that video was wrong just because a lot of there are certain people like you mentioned Dr. Demonic. That guy sweated his part. He had research and receipts. He knew what the hell he was talking about. And then there's some people who were just like, hey, I'm here and I'm here and I'll just do what I can to get by. And yeah, Lucid's part wasn't amazing. I didn't know that much about the guy. I knew about him, but I didn't know the deep dark secrets. I thought he beat the allegations. Turns out he didn't beat the allegations. He ended up cutting me off because he thought I was doing conspiracy. So it is what it is. But yeah, he's still in there. I guess he's still on the internet on the legacy of what it is. Wasn't he the last? He was the last tier as well. So he was the outro to that video as well.
What great outro! Man.
Yeah, save the best for last, dude. Like,
oh yeah, the best for last. God, that video is funny. I'm looking at it now. It's like the Dr. Demonic middle part's like 27 minutes or something. Like he has the big chunk, and then everybody else is just like, dude. So many people just did what they could to get by on that thing. I mean, it was a collaborative thing. The idea was fun of it, but I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah, exactly, and it is interesting that you mentioned about like Allucid Girdle, sort of like schizo and conspiracy nut, which he did to like literally everybody who knew, right? Like everybody. Because again, when you got a deep dark secret, like what he was hiding, I guess it sort of eats up at you. And I guess it's weird to look back, right? Like collabing with somebody like that now who has like the reputation that they do now. And of course, like that was completely out of your control, right? You could never foresee something like that, like regardless.
Yeah.
But I guess it's still interesting, right, to look back and go like, wow, like during that like time he was like,
yeah, it's crazy. Well, the thing is, me and Allucid never got a conclusion. So like the reason I lost ties to Allucid because at the time. Like I played Apex with them sometimes, and we're just talking about stuff like just about general YouTube stuff because I was still like new in the community and I was coming up and shit. And when he like blocked Bryzan, that made me a little bit annoyed, and I was just like, "That's stupid." And then I was like, "Oh wait, I'm blocked too." So I was like, "Okay, I guess we're both fucking blocked." So then I made that tweet. That was in the Toastify video.
Yeah. W video.
Yeah, that was a good video.
Yeah, like I guess I just wanted to ask, like I know it isn't like specifically like relevant like to you, but like I guess it's just interesting, right? To know like at that point, like in time, what Allucid was doing and what was happening with him as like a creator and what was going on there. Like, I just thought I'd ask, And of course, with your Iceberg videos, you didn't stop there with those videos, right? You continued making those and stuff. Like again, with those Iceberg videos, were those videos you genuinely enjoyed making and like piecing together?
No, I'm just kidding. I stopped there. I hated them. Okay, no, like I said, like keeping a fat buck, bro. The Icebergs are just kind of like I saw as like the getaway car. So like, dude, some of those Icebergs were so ass. Where it came down to like reading Wikitubia articles, like, dude, toward the end of it, I was slopping. Not gonna lie, I was so done with it. Because the thing was, I was seeing success with them, and they were doing really good still. But I knew at some point that the trend was gonna plateau, and if I stuck too hard onto that like train, I would have died with it. So I knew I had to get out at some point. But like I said, the main goal was I wanted to get a new computer, wanted to get a new microphone, a new like setup, monitors. Like I just wanted to revamp my whole thing. So do this trend. It wasn't hard to do at all. Some commentary audience at the time was a little disappointed because it felt like selling out, which it was totally selling out. Like it was selling out in my mind for a bigger plan because I knew eventually I wanted to go back to making like good videos again. So make the money, buy my computer, and then hop off that train, which I eventually did. So like in the grand scheme, because it's been 2 years since Icebergs, it's been a long time. But for that time, dude, it was like the first time I was seeing like things go up because even from the commentary, like the 1,000, I shot up from like 1,000 to 10,000 subs. I think by the whole end of that whole roller coaster, I had like maybe 40K. So it was just, it was weird.
Well, I remember during that time because again, I'm a commentary enjoyer. I was a lot like back then, right?
You're like,
I
this
got
guy
your
sucks. He's sold
yeah,
out.
this guy fucking I'll leave a fucking this like bro. But I got the commentary iceberg like on my recommended, and that's how I discovered you. Right, was the commentary iceberg video,
Oh,
and
sweet.
since
Not a
I've
real
watched your
fan.
videos and stuff. Um, and that's where I discovered you. And I guess for a lot of people, right, that commentary stuff, or at least in the commentary scene, that's where a lot of people discovered you, right, is through your commentary related videos and stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess without like your commentary roots, this is gonna sound cringe, like you wouldn't have like got to the point where you're at because I guess it got you a boost, right? Like Nicholas Duorio from that to doing the commentary iceberg to doing like
Yeah,
all of
surely.
these different videos. Like I guess it got the boost to where you're at today, where you're making these more better videos that are getting
Yeah.
millions of views. Like with one of your most popular videos, or the most popular video, being your Pixar downfall video with 2
Yeah.
billion views. Like going from doing icebergs and commentary stuff to doing that content, how's that changed for you when you're actually creating those videos?
A lot. But like dog, even like at the time though, like
Mm-hmm.
even without view counts, just by meeting commentary people, I met people who were way bigger than me who had a ton of like secrets I didn't know about. So like I didn't know how to like really do thumbnails or okay, yeah, they also had other secrets, fucking whatever. But yeah, they all had dark secrets, but they also knew how to make really cool thumbnails and they knew how to edit and do audio engineering. So like I met people in that realm that just gave me a ton of knowledge to apply to other stuff. So even without view counts, the actual people I met during that era of YouTube was great because that's how YouTube works. Like I remember Turkey Thomas talked about it before. He said like it's all different eras. So like you start at one spot and that spot could just keep spiraling until you do something. Because like that Pixar video you mentioned that has like 2 mil. I didn't know it was gonna get 2 mil. I made that video after my biggest flop on my channel in a long time. That was like an hour-long video I did. So I was just like, damn, I had to go shorter and try to be faster. And I saw results from that. And even now, it's like I think I doubled my sub count this year, only toward like the summer to now. It's like things move fast. Things move fast when you start experimenting more or trying new things. It's just all about those little eras. So like yeah, like the commentary roots, like a lot of people found me from that, or some people found me from the icebergs or about recent. It's just it's so weird when you look at YouTube like that because you guys both make videos, so you know like people find you at random times. Even right now, it's like there's people who don't know who the hell you two are, but in a year from now, you might make some type of video and then they find you for the first time and they could see all your backlog and your history. And it's so weird how like there's probably so much audience for everyone, but they just don't know you exist yet. So you just have to keep like making stuff so that you like eventually find them or they find you. It's just, yeah. Cause like even what you just said right now, you found me from the iceberg thingy, but then Ace said he found me from the small commentary video. And there's some people who found me even before that or like after that. It's all weird, man. It's just a bunch of I don't know. I don't know what the term. I wanted to say like a little ants trying to find something, but that sounds extremely egotistical.
No. I get
like I'm the honeypot. Yeah, come watch me. It's like fucking hour yap fest about what Keemstar on that.
Yeah,
I don't
I
even know what.
Damn.
But I guess with that, right, like getting a video like that Pixar video, which got 2 million views, right? Like I remember seeing it on my TikTok For You page, for example. They're just being re-uploaded, right? Being clipped up alongside like Lieutenant Cobra videos and other crap like that, right?
Oh my god, it was from Manly Reviews, wasn't it? Not the real Manly Reviews, but it's from the TikTok re-upload. My bad.
Yeah, bro, there were so many clips going on, like, and those TikTok reposts and those clips have like millions of views and hundreds of thousands of likes, right?
Yeah,
Like,
which is. Dude, that's a whole different audience that found me recently. There's people from TikTok who found me, where it's like, I had to go search for your real channel, but I found you from somebody re-uploading your stuff, and I was like, oh my god, you know what? I guess it is what it is. But
yeah, and what was it like? Mr. Beast said right about like people that re-upload your content. It's beneficial in the long run, right? That like maybe even talk about your content, re-upload it onto our platforms, and it gets views and stuff.
That was the original Andrew Tate philosophy, where the whole thing about like in his actual Tate's University playbook. Like the thing is, it's like one of the things you have to do is just keep re-uploading them because even if it's not like with TikTok, you barely make any money as it is. Sometimes in certain creator funds are in the I don't even know if they have that anymore. But like even if you don't make money from the TikTok though, it is a situation of exposure where like there are people who like only exclusively use that app and they might have just never got recommended your video, but they get recommended it on there. So it's just like a guerrilla marketing tool that's like really useful.
Yeah, exactly, right. And the thing with that, right, is that there are thousands of people now that had never heard of your voice, never heard of you before, that now know who you are, right? They actively know who you are, which drives and just boosts traction in general, right? Like, I
Yeah,
guess
that's
is
the power of short form.
yeah, exactly, right. Short form, like especially now with like Generation Alpha and stuff, dominates, right? Because nobody
Yeah,
has a good attention span, right? Anymore, for whatever reason. People can just watch fucking a 10-minute, 10-second video, sorry, and they can be fully
yeah.
entertained. And that's again 2 million more people that have like discovered you. And I guess that's surreal,
I mean, hey,
right?
I mean,
Knowing
you
that
know it,
there are
man.
thousands of people out there. Oh,
Yeah,
bro,
have you
yeah,
have you
man.
said it? Have you said it on the thing yet? Congrats on 100K, by the way, on one of
I
your
appreciate it,
channels.
man.
Yeah,
I do appreciate
yes,
it.
it's brought up on here. Has it been said in any of the other ones yet?
No. You're the
Yeah,
first.
congrats on 100K. I mean, like, you're the biggest example of it, though. Like the short form, getting it to the masses. Like, you got 100K on a channel because of it.
Yeah,
It's
exactly, right.
effective.
Like, yeah, exactly, right. And short form like does well, and especially with like the audience that are coming onto YouTube now, right? They are like people that will forever like enjoy short form content, right? Because that's what they've grown up with, right? Same thing
Yeah,
that like when you look at like I don't know, like a Anthony Padilla video, like a Smosh video, right? You're probably more likely to click on that purely because you're reminiscing on stuff that you'd watch when you were younger, right? And like them coming back now, you're more likely to watch that now because of the stuff when you were watching when you were younger. And that's the generation that like a lot of people are trying to appeal to now, right? Instead of like
yeah.
the older generation.
The
That
thing
sounds
about
really bad.
the thing about that though is also like you have no choice. So like the situation of the Anthony Padilla thing, like to find a YouTube video of like new Smosh, you have to go look for it, or it has to be in your feed. You have to like subscribe before. But with
Yeah,
TikTok though, it's no effort. Like it could just like fall in
yeah,
your lap, and you don't have to do any homework. You don't have to do any research, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I remember Smosh, and then that
exactly.
starts the whole like little like chain reaction of like, who is this guy? How do I find him? So like that's the big thing with me with TikTok that happened, where it's just like people never would have known I exist, like you just mentioned, but like that causes something, or even if they don't like follow you right, like it's like the 3 strike rule, where if you come up on their feed 3 times, maybe the third time or fourth time or eighth time, like I don't, you guys definitely have done this before. Have you ever like there's been a channel or something and you're not subscribed to them, but you watch a bunch of their content, and then after a while
Yeah,
you're like, okay, you know what? Let me actually now do it. Like you have to maybe take 9 times or 10 times to finally commit to it.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it took me 10 times to commit to subscribing to Samuel's channel.
No, that's horrible. That's horrible.
Yeah, same. I'd have watched 10 videos and then be like, you know what? I will subscribe to the Trash Talk podcast.
I had to be
Um,
forcefully told to subscribe before I did it.
Damn, that's crazy.
I wasn't allowed to be a guest. They had to make me fucking sub to all their socials first.
Gun to your head type thing.
That's guerrilla marketing. That's like effective for forcing the guest.
And at the time of recording, you recently uploaded a video on Spider-Man 2, the latest video, right? Latest video? Fuck me. The latest game, sorry.
Ooh,
On
yes,
PS5 and
yes.
stuff.
Yeah, I
Again,
uploaded that yesterday.
that's another long form video, right? That's another 40 odd minutes.
Oh,
What goes
yeah.
into making one of those videos? Like when you're sitting down and actually creating the like content, what do you have to do to actually piece that together?
Coffee, no sleep,
Copy slate.
self-hatred. It's all fucking, oh dude. With content like that, especially with recent stuff I did, I fell in a really bad hole, especially like a long time ago, like maybe a year ago on like 2022. I kept trying to one up myself with every video I was doing. So like I wanted to increase lengths and like how it looks, because I really care about my presentation to an extent. Like at the end, it is just a YouTube video about Spider-Man, but if it could be at least nice looking and there might be one transition that people are like, oh, that's cool, then that is. So, but recently I've been trying to outsource more stuff. So I on that video I have 3 editors on it. Like they have like certain small parts. One named Antrodox, Mingus, and Degenerate. They helped a lot. They're awesome on that video. So I'm trying to outsource more to make things go faster, because my issue is speed. Because to make one of these videos takes like it's a commitment of time to it. Because when making that video, there's probably like 3 other topics that I can do. So it's like you have a pool of 4 things, and you have to choose one, because that's gonna probably what the next like maybe 50 hours is gonna be put toward. So
Yeah.
when I chose that one like a month ago, it was to just be fast with it and be really precise. But I just been trying to have more fun with it, because the one before that, like the Starfield one, has like what 1.4 mil, and I did not think that one was gonna be a huge one. So like you never know what's around. Oh, hello.
That was Ace. No, he's irrelevant. It's fine.
Damn, dude. Yeah,
The
he
car
just
crash.
gave me his disease, dude. Of it's like the bad internet. Dude.
Well, the bad internet, the bad Wi-Fi is attacking again.
Yeah, dude.
Sorry,
Oh my God.
really quickly, back on that train of thought. But the one, so yeah, the Starfield video had like 1.4, and when making that video, it was just like there's a process of making it. So in the beginning, like there's total confidence where it's just like, oh yeah, this script is awesome, this video is awesome, it's gonna do good, and then by the end of it, it's just like, oh, this thing's gonna fucking flop. Did I just waste like a month of my life? Is this terrible? Like, is any of this worth it? Like, why did I do this? So every video is a situation of just like there's the beginning of confidence. I kind of like this. Oh no, this thing sucks. And then you add the music, and you're like, oh, with the music, and that looks better. And then at the end, it's just like, did I waste all my time making this? So it's a stressful process, I guess, with video to video, just because it's I don't know, you never know what's gonna happen with it. But then some flop, some do good. It's all a roller coaster.
And especially with long form, right? Like I know with my main channel, Samuel, again that's confusing. Well, one channel 100k, my main channel less. But my main channel for long form at least, when working on big projects, I'm working on a big project now with Turkey Tom. You know, go check that one. That's right. Anyway, again, right? Like you go through that, right? Originally, I was working on it as a collaboration project for someone else, and then it became my video and stuff. And working on it, going through that stages, you think, okay, is this genuinely worth like putting all these the time in, right? You have doubts about your own confidence and your skill, right? You might like be a great editor. You could be the best vocalist on a video, right? But you can still have doubts about that, right? And for whatever reason, it's lack of sleep. You're focusing too much on the video, and you're concentrating too much on other factors about it, and it can be very stressful, right? Where like going back to a conversation we were having earlier about short form content, you can upload as many short form videos as you want. One of them can flop. It doesn't matter. You can make one in 5 minutes. It doesn't matter. Where that long form video, you could possibly be working on that video for several weeks, a month, or however long it takes you to complete that. It takes a while, all right? Where like when you're doing the shorter form content or even like topic commentary sort of stuff and shorter form content in general, you don't have that risk factor. We're doing longer form content, you sort of ride and die on that video doing either well or bad.
Yeah, because all the time, because like what you just mentioned, where it's like it is just the commitment of time. Because like I'm guessing like with your part on this thing, like it's probably all well edited and like you put a lot of time on the presentation because you want it to look nice. Like, I sometimes get like envious, like I don't get jealous, but I get like pissed off where it's just like, damn, I really wish this could just be like, I could just put gameplay and just do that. But like, I think, but with my channel's quality, like I've built like an expectation where it's like each video is going to be presented nicely. But dude, I completely understand why people get like slop channels, like the daily upload stuff. Cause that's just like, if a video does bad that day, the next day it could do like the best. So it's just like, there's not, Oh, the best analogy I could think of it, where it's like when you make big video essays, I think it's kind of like gambling. Like you put a lot of resources and time and a bunch of stuff, and it could either die or take off or just do okay. Or on a daily upload channel where it's like if one does bad that day or even for a whole month, the next month, I don't know, Sniper Wolf could get into some drama and now you could buy 20 cars and a house. Like it's always there's not too much gambling on one project with that. So that's something that still stresses me out with main uploads, where it's just like putting a bunch of resources to something that could possibly just be a waste of time. Even if it's a good video analytically, it could just be not worth it. Like that's a very scary gamble.
And well, like it almost becomes what I realized when like trying to really like hard to one up myself constantly from the next video, like actually trying to put loads of effort into these videos, right? Going from doing topic commentary and doing documentary stuff on the side on that channel and like working on it and whatever, and actually focusing on it and saying, right, this is the quality of content now. You put so much more stress on yourself when you almost become a perfectionist, right? You don't want any
perfectionism kills.
Yeah,
it kills.
Bad, man. It's awful.
Oh my god, yeah. Because like my issue with perfectionism. Here's the thing, because it's all placebo, because it's not real. Because I watch content that's like not amazing sometimes, and I love it. Like I'll eat up trash content, good content. It's all just a mind game of what you think. Because when you do something good and it works for you, you think that like, okay, now there's eyes on me. There's more expectation, so it just makes you more stressed out to want to keep one upping yourself. So that happened with me. I kept trying to one up myself so much that it just made things take longer to get out. And having a YouTube audience is like a plant. If you neglect a plant for like a month or whatever, the plant starts to die. So like if you're not uploading, you're not doing anything, your audience is going to forget about you and move on. So then if you come out with this big project that's on a niche that they might not want to watch, it's all for nothing. It's just
Yeah.
because like my big video was like I made like an hour 9-14 thing on like The Last of Us, and if you don't like The Last of Us, you're not going to watch the video. So now 3 months of time just went out the door, and you still don't know who I exist. But dude, if I that's what I need to start investing in about like shorts and stuff. Because if I could chop up all my old stuff and put it into like a shorts channel or do stuff, you could still be in that circulation of like word of mouth. Because people who constantly do stuff, like you remember it for sure. Like when somebody's on a hiatus, you could feel it. Like their presence is not there anymore. But if they're constantly in your mouth, like you could tell, like the numbers will show, like this guy's constantly doing stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, I was taking a break on my main channel, Samuel, which was my main channel for a while. But I was constantly doing shorts. I was doing TrashTalk. I was interacting with people on Twitter, doing the commentary news stuff, breaking big stories and stuff. So I was constantly there, and people were constantly like seeing my stuff. I was streaming on Twitch and doing all these other projects and stuff that people were interacting with, to the point where it wasn't like I disappeared. I'd actually increased doing content. I just stopped uploading on that one channel, right? My main channel, and it works. Like,
so
I think that's what people need to do, right? Like, this is my one advice for people that if you're doing like a considerable long form content that's highly edited, is it doesn't always have to be like that. Like being it more simplistic can be better. Doing other stuff while you're working on those videos, like shorts, streaming, even if you're just interacting quite a bit on Twitter or other platforms, it works. It keeps your name and alive, right? Keeps your stuff alive. That's 100% a recommendation I would make just from even personal experience and people I've spoken to.
Yeah, it's like you don't have to be a ghost at all, because it's like, man, a lot of people do that where it's like they only upload one main channel thing and then they're gone until the next one. Where it's just like, because what you just mentioned, like you might make a main channel video and like all this other stuff is not as good at that. Like this is just a podcast of like just yapping, but like still, people like that. People want to hear people talk. So if you're doing this on top of like the highly edited stuff, then like people will enjoy that too. That's something I need to fix personally. Like I need to start doing that more. Where it's just like, even if it's I don't know, because like I'm gonna stop to keep glazing, I guess, but that's what Turkey Tom does. I mean, he has the Tom Dark channel, then the main channel, and then he streams. It's like so much things that you're just always around, that there's always just avenues of content to watch you. Like it is the best way to do stuff.
100%. Like I've definitely noticed that since like just taking a break from my like old main channel and doing TrashTalk, streaming, being on Twitter and stuff, and doing Loomis and other bits, it's still increased the people that talk about me. I'm like, I feel like I'm probably doing better now than I was 3 months ago when I was like properly uploading, and I feel like a lot of people put stress on it, which I completely get, because I know I was really stressed out when I first started doing it. But once you start getting into a routine of being able to like do all these things, it is really easy to be able to control, right? And it's so easy. It's such an easy fix to make. In just doing multiple projects and doing stuff, it's so easy. If you can manage to like fit a time for you, it's great. It's so easy.
Better to be stressed as well than like to not feel productive. That's the worst feeling, dude. Like there's been times where I spend so much time on one main upload where I just feel lazy, because it's like, there's no like, because eventually like with a blow up video, or like a video that is really good, it's going to come down. Like it's going to stop getting the numbers, it's going to stop getting the comments, and then the well dries up and it feels empty, and you're like, damn, there's no circulation. So it's just it tends to play the mind games where it's like what you just mentioned, you're doing so many tasks where just you always feel productive. You're always doing something. There's something coming out. There's a deadline. It's just a great way to like, because I have a friend named Sweets is online. He does this on his channel, but he went for a long time in the beginning of just uploading weekly. And his main philosophy with it was that if I could hold myself uploading weekly for a whole year, you build a discipline to meet a deadline, and you're able to then make stuff on the fly. Because a big problem with like long form videos is that if you have an infinite clock, you'll make up problems that don't even exist. Like that's I started to extend my video, like I uploaded the Spider-Man one. I started to extend it a little bit because I was just like, oh, what if I put this sound effect here? And if I do that, like if you just keep playing with that, you get too perfectionist where the video never comes out. Like it's still, end of the day, it's a YouTube video. It's not going to cure cancer or anything. They can make an impact for sure. They could be thought provoking and inspire. That could happen. But if it never comes out, no one's going to see it. And if you get too perfectionist with everything you do, what's the point of like deadlines? I feel like deadlines just hold you accountable to be able to like improvise and think on the fly and do stuff. Otherwise, you could literally just keep thinking and thinking and thinking and finding mistakes or making up mistakes, and it just never helps. Because then 6 months fly by and you haven't uploaded in 6 months, and you're scrapping videos. It's not good for anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly right. You're constantly thinking about new issues you can find. It could be that a screenshot is a bit wonky or whatever, right? Whatever you're like
Yeah,
editing
I
or
can add
doing,
these keyframes here.
wrong.
It's like
Yeah.
sometimes you just gotta move on and just with what it is. There might be an editing error, but like at least you upload it, and then you can just out of sight, out of mind, go to the next one, and then just keep going with that.
And 0.01% of people will never ever like will like mention it, right? 0.01% of people might bring it up in a comment, right? And I know from personal experience, when I did a collaboration with a guy called Amos on his channel when he made a video, I believe it was Tipster at the time. I was on that video. I got a screenshot, and unfortunately, the screenshot used to have like a notification on Twitter, right? It was like Friday. It was like a dream fucking sorry drama alert tweet notification, and I'd kept it in accidentally, right? It looked super messy, but no one noticed apart from me, right? It's like a screenshot that's in there for less than a second.
I noticed.
And in your mind, you're probably like, "Oh, the video is ruined. It sucks," or like,
Exactly.
"Oh, that's yeah." It's just like
It's an
no
hour
one's gonna
video.
notice.
It's an hour-long video. It's like it's maybe there for 0.5 seconds, not even that. So like, for people that are there, it's just do what you can. Like, there's no point like constantly stressing yourself out over like little details. Like, it's not worth it. Not worth it in the long run.
Yeah, exactly. Also, it's like people are still gonna watch it, and like so much is happening. Probably that's just gonna skim their mind because it's like it's like a coffee at Starbucks, right? Like they're making so many coffees at once that like you're just gonna drink it. You're not gonna look at it, like examine its like ratios. You're just gonna consume it, and then you just know it as the thing it is. Like a lot of the times, people are not thinking in the creator mindset. They just got off work and now they're watching a YouTube video and they're just happy that there's something there. Like I think they'll notice the effort stuff you put, but sometimes like the creator mind is way more critical than the consumer because like for example, I think AC just said you noticed the mistake probably because you have the inside scoop and you could see it and you're examining the editing. It's just like creators will notice stuff more than just average consumers, but like the average consumer will usually just watch the thing and then be like, "Oh, that was great! You did a swoosh at some point. You zoomed in on the thing. That was so damn cool."
Well, exactly right. And I guess, but before I pass it over to Ace, if he has anything to say, I feel like when you are a content creator, it's so hard to watch videos back or like watch anyone's videos, right? Especially when you're watching a video in commentary or whatever genre you're doing, right? Like for me, when I'm watching a video from, I don't know, let's pick a random Turkey Tom, I struggle to watch that video because I know how that video was made. I know what goes into that video. I know how you make that video and how you build that video up. I notice those errors. I know how like long it took to be able to record that one audio recording, right? Like, and those are the things you notice and you pick out, and it becomes hard to watch content that is similar to your own, right? So you end up like having to watch other bits, and I can confidently say that since properly starting doing commentary stuff, like going from doing it from like 2016 to 2022, and then upping the quality last year, I've like significantly stopped watching commentary stuff and YouTube in general because you just end up noticing too much stuff, and it really throws you off. I know it was a random point, but
I don't know, man.
It's just something that I see a lot.
I do the opposite. I started the best thing you could do, because it is a little bit wonky, but also create situations where it's like, dude, there's been editing tricks that people have done before where like I'd just be like, how the hell do they do that? And then I just go down and try to find out how they did it and then apply it to my own in a little way. Because it's I surround myself with a bunch of friends who do similar stuff to me. So like I know he's watching this, but there's a guy I named Indegenerate that I want, like that's a friend of mine. And he started doing like these little cartoon doodles in his videos, and he does a bunch of stuff. And when I watched that, I was like, damn, that's really cool. What if I did that and like applied it to my style? And it's like, it's really important to sometimes see what people do, or like to watch certain videos of people in your niche though, because you could kind of like, it's because it's not collaboration, I guess, but it's more of just like handing around the same crayon and just doing a bunch of stuff. Cause it's like, that's how I got better with editing or just like video presentation by just trial and error. So like, God, I go back to old videos of mine and some of them are so rough, but that's just because I was just doing it all by myself. But like, if you are with like 7 people who are doing the same thing as you or thinking the same as you, and you guys just keep trying and doing like the same stuff and just with the idea to get better each time, you will start to see like you'll 2 times the speed of what you're doing versus just being like independent. So that's also a big important thing of the monkey see, monkey do of like YouTube stuff. Like you see Turkey Tom do a cool little like how you said you can notice stuff. What I started noticing with him is that he puts basic 3D in Premiere Pro, that little thing where it makes the screen tilt, and like he puts like staticky effects, and I thought that was really cool. And at some point, I remember I tried to do that too, in like old videos, or I try to do stuff like other YouTubers I watched, and it eventually helps you find your own style. It's just that's so cool about like video making to an extent where you could just like. Because even him, like the Turkey Tom, right? Like he watched old YouTubers that made him do. I think everyone here, like both of you guys, like who were your original people you watched that made you like want to even get in? Because like mine goes very back. Even recently, like God, I used to like old pyro stuff back then, or like Nakey Jakey's. Like I liked so much old like certain content that just made me just do my own stuff. Like who are your guys' inspirations? I'm the interviewer now. I'm asking the question.
I know what Sam's gonna say for his, but
What's his?
Don't say memeless challenge.
I was like for me, like growing up, like in like watching commentary in general. Well, like with the E-Boys, that was like a little bit past like my prime of watching like British commentary stuff. But back when Memeless like originally started doing his like content and stuff, when he was still doing like cluster truck gameplay and stuff, like in late 2016, like early 2017, around that time and stuff, like same with Will and Ian and all that lot, and even Kavos like later on at that point as well, right?
The original Keemstar show.
Yeah, like and just like looking at those content creators and commentary in general, like the early at that point, not never Leafy, but like them ones at that point, were like the ones that inspired me. And for years, I tried to copy the stuff that they were doing, and like took from what they were doing and tried to adapt it to my own content. And I think that's 100% true, right? Is that when you're watching people, especially like when you're younger and you're growing up with content, that significantly influences what you go into and what you do in content creation if you want to do that, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I would be doing commentary if it wasn't for watching those early memeless, like Keemstar, all the Outlaw videos. I just genuinely don't think I would be involved with that sort of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like it opens the door to like enter a new thing. And dude, the crazy thing too is like the false confidence of what you're doing. Like, dude, there's old videos like when I was like 13 or 14. Like I'd just make like knockoffs of like other people. And in my head I thought they were like the best shit ever. And I watch them now, I'm just like, what the hell are you doing? This is fucking nonsense. This video's stupid. Like do you have oh my god. But Ace, what's yours? Who is your gateway?
Oh, dude, it's gonna be so random, and you're probably gonna be like, "Oh, I haven't thought of that guy in like a while." But one of the main guys I watched like first was definitely a guy named Scrubby.
Oh, I remember. Wait, yeah, I know Scrubby.
Yeah, I found him off his friends, like, story time stuff. Yeah, friends with Cyrus, Optimus.
Yeah. I know about Scrubby because Aiden Project told me about him. Like he wasn't he like the first one to really shout out Scrubby.
I think so. I believe so. Yeah. But yes, Scrubby was an interesting individual. Like I liked this Karen Saga story times. Like I found it when I was like in middle school.
That was your first entrance?
That was one of my first ones. I found it like in like middle school when I watched him. But yeah, that was one of them. Yeah, I also like watched a lot of iDubbbz when I was younger too.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I watched a little bit of Leafy, but I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch too much.
I think everybody watched a little bit of Leafy.
Yeah, I think I watched way more iDubbbz than I ever did Leafy. But like sometimes I watch Leafy, and then iDubbbz made the content cop on Leafy, and little kid me just kind of disavowed Leafy.
Damn. Bro's on the bandwagon.
Yeah, dude. On God, dude.
But, no, I don't blame you either, dude. Back then, if one of my favorite creators was like, yeah, this guy sucks, I've been like, yeah, that guy sucks as well. I hate him now.
Yeah, kill yourself. I mean, I can't say that here, but
fucking so whatever.
Oh man, dude, yeah, quite a bit.
And as we're like come to an actual conclusion for the episode, I do just want to pass this back to Ace. Ace, is there anything that you want to ask? Any questions or anything that like throughout the podcast that you've got, or anything that you want to talk about?
I do got one question that I feel I partially know the answer to, but I want to know 100%. So, Skipper, would you ever, like, in the future, do you ever see yourself, like, ever, like, walking into the door of commentary ever again? Or have you, like, completely locked that door and left?
Damn.
Yeah, I see it happening. Maybe. Honestly, I think the most realistic option that would probably happen is at some point next year, I really want to make a second channel. It's like how we were talking about earlier about like the slop or whatever.
Yeah.
I really want a daily upload channel at some point, and I'll probably put it more toward that and just use my main channel as kind of like little artistic projects. But I definitely will be putting a foot back into that world because I consume a lot of it, even as a viewer, dude. Just by editing food, I'll be sitting there editing, and I'll just put on a bunch of video essays on like my other monitor. So like I know about all the recent boogie stuff we were talking about earlier. I know about the tipster drama and stuff. Yeah, I could definitely see myself going back into that world for sure because it's like it's interesting, and sometimes I might have opinions that are like our thought processes that you want to get out because that's the fun thing probably about having a daily channel. You could just spew out for the day and have it and be there and do streams about it because it seems like a fun world to enter to even go back and be a participant of. I still like my main channel stuff. I could yap about games and movies for sure, but if I had another sanctum to do that, yeah, I totally entered that world again. Or even like I might get nostalgic and try to make like a old commentary-esque video where the gameplay switches every 10 seconds.
Oh yes, dude. You know what? That would be like that'd be kind of like a pyrocynical move, dude. I think you should shoot for it.
Okay. Not even just everybody. I feel like everybody's doing that now.
Well, like make it like yeah. I get you. Like you should definitely do a second channel. I think I'd be looking forward to it, low key. Not gonna lie. Kind of see what you do. See if your styles change.
I could stop being a ghost that like, comes back once a month and leaves.
Dude.
Yeah, like with that, there's no stress really, right? With it, there is no stress in like uploading it, and it's the same thing you do, right? If you've got a Twitter where you do that, or if it's a second channel, or if it's Twitch or whatever, there's no stress on it, right? You can talk about whatever you want, whatever's trending, whatever comes to your mind, and there was no stress about quality, right? You can bung some gameplay, you can have your mic turned on, you can have it like fucking crackling and whatever. There is no quality control. Exactly. There's no stress there because it's a second channel, right? Like, what do people expect? And I think that's the great bit about it.
Yeah, you're not going there for like the most highly edited things. You just want to see like, what does this guy think about that? Which is
exactly. you just want
especially
that
in this
content.
generation, bro. We're like, God, ear candy is so popular now. I think you mentioned it earlier, but like I think the main thing that was really good about the Icebergs was just ear candy. Because like, how often do you guys like even like you two like make videos and just throw on stuff just for like background noise? Like so many people watch videos not even looking at what the editing is, just to like hear. Like we're like, oh dude, it's crazy. Like so many people are actual like they're audio listeners versus visual people. Like anyone watching this episode right now is probably doing that. They're probably playing some type of video game or doing something and just have this in the background. So that's why like the daily upload stuff is so efficient, because a lot of the times people might not even watch the gameplay, but they'll hear what's being said. So it's just the watch time goes up. It helps it helps.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And I guess that is the reason why like podcasts, interviews, and all that sort of stuff is so successful, right? Because it doesn't matter about the visual aspect, right? People just want something, background noise, like whatever it is, even if it's to fucking fall asleep to. They just want something that's there in the background going on. So I think the worst thing that can happen is like I know when I'm working or when I'm editing or when I'm doing something else like that, and like there's nothing on in the background. It's more distracting when there is is something on the background, and it's always nice to like have something back that you can like look up to like every like 10 minutes or so, and it doesn't need to be like the praise visual. Like it's just more about the sound, about what you can hear and stuff, which I think that's why like podcasts, interviews and stuff work so well. Yeah.
Do you think someone's like hitting the gym and they're just like, I'm listening to the Trash Talk podcast?
Yeah, I'm listening to the
pumping iron and getting a run in.
Let's just be real, man. The audience's targets is commentary lovers. They ain't going to the gym.
Nah, bro. I hit the gym every day listening to the Trash Talk podcast.
Yeah, I hit the gym listening to the Trash Talk podcast.
Yeah, man. We real ones, dude.
Yeah, exactly, man. And like on that note, man, I do really appreciate you coming on Trash Talk for almost an hour.
Yeah, I've had a great. You guys are cool people.
I didn't even realize it was an hour. That's crazy.
Yeah,
has it been an hour?
It's about 10 minutes off. Yeah.
Oh my! I guess maybe time's gone by faster because we talked a little bit before this, and also I don't know. England was destroying everybody's internet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
some reason, bro, like, they just don't like me, man. I think it's a homophobic attack.
Okay.
Whoa!
Yeah, it was directed.
Trying to
Damn,
wipe out all the gay people they can before they introduce new laws.
damn, dude.
Oh, but yeah, I do really appreciate you coming on Trash Talk and like just talking about your channel and stuff. So yeah, and for everybody watching today's episode of Trash Talk, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. I've been your host Samuel, and I've been here with Ateller, and I will catch you in the next episode of Trash Talk.